What if I told you that sometimes the scariest things are the ones you can't remember? Imagine being in a place so remote, so isolated that the only sounds you hear are the whispers of the wind through the trees and the occasional rustle of leaves. Now picture this, a cabin in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by an ominous forest, where the line between reality and imagination blurs. About 2 years ago, my colleague invited me and some friends to a cabin for a weekend getaway. It was supposed to be a time to unwind, to escape the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. The cabin was nestled deep in the woods, far from the nearest town, and the journey there was filled with a sense of adventure and excitement. We arrived at the cabin just as the sun was setting, casting long shadows that seemed to dance and flicker in the dim light. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the only sounds were the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. We spent the first few hours settling in, unpacking our bags, and getting comfortable in our new surroundings. As the night wore on, we gathered around the dinner table, eager to share a meal and enjoy each other's company. There were 7 of us, or so we thought. The conversation flowed easily, filled with laughter and stories of our past adventures. We talked about the games we'd play later, the hikes we'd take, and the memories we'd create. But as we sat down to eat, someone suddenly asked, "Hey, who sat there?" pointing at an empty chair. We all looked around, puzzled. "It was that guy, right?" someone said. But no one could remember his name. We counted and recounted. 6, just 6 people. But we had brought in extra chairs because there wasn't enough room. We even had 7 beds and enough food for 7. Yet there was no 7th plate, no extra backpack, nothing. We all swore there were 7 of us but couldn't recall who the 7th person was. We were sure it was a man. It was spring in northern Norway, and the long daylight hours kept us from feeling totally freaked out. To this day we have no idea who the 7th person was. Maybe he slipped out of the Matrix and the Matrix adjusted itself. Creepy, right? The next morning we tried to piece together the events of the previous night. We retraced our steps, trying to remember every detail. We even checked the guest book, but there was no mention of a 7th guest. It was as if he had never existed. The more we thought about it, the more unsettling it became. How could we all have the same memory of someone who wasn't there? We spent the rest of the weekend trying to enjoy ourselves, but the mystery of the 7th guest lingered in the back of our minds. Every creak of the cabin, every rustle of the leaves outside, seemed to remind us of his absence. We played games, went on hikes, and tried to laugh it off, but the unease never fully went away. When we finally left the cabin, we couldn't shake the feeling that we were leaving something or someone behind. The drive back to civilization was filled with nervous laughter and speculative conversations. We joked about the possibility of a ghost or a glitch in the Matrix, but deep down we all felt a sense of unease. To this day, we still talk about that weekend. It's become a story we share with new friends, a tale of mystery and intrigue that never fails to send shivers down our spines. We've even gone back to the cabin a few times, hoping to find some clue or explanation, but we've never found anything. The 7th guest remains a mystery, a shadowy figure that haunts our memories. Maybe he was a figment of our collective imagination, a product of the eerie atmosphere and our own minds playing tricks on us. Or maybe, just maybe, he was something else entirely, something beyond our understanding. Whatever the case, the experience has left us with a lingering sense of wonder and unease. So, the next time you find yourself in a remote cabin surrounded by the unknown, remember our story. Keep an eye on the empty chairs and be mindful of the shadows. You never know who or what might be joining you. Thanks for watching. If you like this story, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more spine-chilling tales.